Up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke. Your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Slaves used to work all day, every day, with no pay. But they got free food, water, and shelter. Today, we work all day, nearly every day, and we get paid. But the money we make, we spend on food, water, and shelter. We're still slaves. The only thing that has changed is the illusion of freedom.
I just know we found something so wild from the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground when you say you left.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
I am struggling extremely with mental health issues, and I am trying to do that whilst being FTFE. And unfortunately, talking to flat earthers is quite painful.
All right. Riverside, wait for me, I'll be coming home.
Law. Nowhere in nature or in a controlled environment can we ever produce a volume outside of containment.
What's that?
Has gas been seen or
what's that, brother?
Esta es una historia triste la que le voy a contar. Una historia triste la que le voy a contar. No tiene doble sentido, no vayan a mal pensar. No tiene doble sentido, no vayan a mal pensar.
That little booties matter, I don't know if that's a fact. If I'm looking for a bitch who got a midget on her back. Left cheek, right cheek, both cheeks. Left cheek, right cheek, both cheeks.
Chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, banana, banana.
I remember when I lost my mind.
right in tune with the music again. That girl has got talent. And did you like the new one? We got the new one. That's what happens if you're walking away from somebody and they call it real fast and you turn around too quick. That's what can happen right there. So be very, very careful. My God, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. And look at here, all these wonderful people we've got in the audience tonight. I've got X-Blade Baby. All right, X-Blade Baby. That sounds kind of cool. We got Lowry Video and Music. You got Lisa Marie Tattersall. Lisa, I don't know. It did look like her butt, didn't it? Let's see. I don't know. Is it? It could be.
That little booties matter. I don't know if that's a fact.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be her butt. It might not. Who knows? At this point, who cares? Anyway, we got Mojo Shop in here tonight. We got Sunny Side Up chilling, unindoctrinated. We've got let's see, Pebble 72 here. Jono Edwards, Jim Annis is here with us. Gordzilla, Saddle Bum. Look at, they're just piling in already. What do we got? 80 people already. Let's see here. Who else is? Let me go back a little bit. Benamon 6. Say what? 67, 68. 69. That's what you were shooting for. I already know. David Koresh is here tonight with us. Andrew B. What's happening, buddy? We got Jono Edwards, Marcy Chan. Marcy Chan's over in the Rumble side as well. Interesting. ZXL Masters here with us tonight, too. We got Roger Ledwell, Spyro Graffiti, J.R. Hartley, Martin 665. Let's see who else. Plain and Simple Truth. There's Carrie Skates hanging in there. We got Veronica Joseph. Post Anything 2 is here. Oh my God, his place is just full of wonderful people tonight. And I thought I would start this off. This is always a good one. And we haven't shown this in a little bit. This lasts a couple of minutes. And this was done, originally broadcast in 1965. And God rest his soul. This was a man, I loved listening to this guy, Paul Harvey. And this is If I Were the Devil. Let's see if any of this rings true to what we got going on or what has happened since 1965.
If I were the devil. If I were the devil. If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Just keep doing what he's doing. And so
degeneracy.
Yes. That's where we live at, man. We live in, they are degenerates. This the stream can rise no higher than its source. All you have to do, where'd he go? And all you have to do is you have to just look at the source. Look at where we're at. Look at our politicians. Look at these childish perverts going, no, you're more of a pervert than I am. No, you're a pervert. You know, they're all just horrible. They're all just fucking horrible. And I just love the way that this MAGA pulled the rug out from underneath these fucking people with their Q bullshit, finding out exactly as we tried to warn you that this Q bullshit was run right out of Tel Aviv. Just a bunch of shit, bunch of shit, bunch of shit. So I didn't have any particular topic going on tonight. I just was kind of going over a few things. And here's this thing about Trump going to jail a bunch of Democrat senators and representatives, saying that they urge sedition in the CIA and the military against him. And I don't really see it like that. For them to remind the soldiers that they do not have to follow illegal and immoral orders. This has always been a thing. Just like, I don't know, you ever heard of the My Lai massacre?
Not offhand, no.
It took place in Vietnam. This guy, Sergeant Kellum, he ordered his men to, or Lieutenant Kellum, he ordered his men to fire on and kill unarmed civilians, women and children. And there was no, I was just following orders, because you do not follow immoral or illegal orders like that. And so it's, I think they covered their ass by the way they worded it when they said that. And Trump's just losing his shit, which tells me he was getting ready to, or he wishes to, issue immoral, illegal orders to the military.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that tells me. I don't know.
I guess I heard what you were talking about. I just didn't know that was the name of it.
Oh yeah, the My Lai
Yeah,
massacre.
I didn't realize that was what it was called.
There's other such, instances of things like that have been taking place. There's Americans have prosecuted their own on war crimes, but often it's covered up by the military. And
oh yeah,
I'm sure there was all kinds of shit, and I know there was going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, as is anywhere. I mean, look at the atrocious shit that we did to the Germans at the end of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Eisenhower classified them as disarmed combatants and not POWs to get around the Geneva Conventions.
Yeah,
and he had them in these like fenced in areas out in the open with no shelter, no water, no food, nowhere to go to the bathroom. The place was overcrowded. People were drinking out of mud holes with shit in it. It was terrible. I mean, it makes anything. It's exactly the same thing as you would expect what they teach you that they did to the Jews, which we know that was a big fucking lie. So, what's happening?
I know.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, good evening.
Go ahead. Hey, Andrew. I know plenty of guys that have died in quote unquote training exercises. That's what they tell the families.
Right.
Anyway. But, that's just another military cover up. It was basically a failure in chain of command. But, they have to come up with something to tell their families. And that's one of the things that they say, oh, he died in a training exercise. It's like, okay. Yeah, we all know. Any of us, we know what's going on.
Well, they can't tell them, oh, by the way, your son died in a top secret assassination attempt against someone else. And here's what happened. No, they have to use a cover up.
Well, didn't SEAL Team 6 meet their demise?
Oh, that was a bunch of bullshit.
Accident? It was a training accident. Oh, all the guys that were there with the Bin Laden raid are dead.
No, they were on a CH-46. That's like the SEAL teams don't fly on those things. But they were put into one and allegedly shot down by a fucking RPG. Oh, I can go into that in extreme depth. But for the time being, I'm not going to do that.
That tied up a lot of loose ends on their flimsy ass story of, yeah, we shot him, but we can't show him to you because we dumped him at the sea. We dumped him in burial at sea, and you just gotta trust me, bro.
There's two different stories between supposed two different guys that were at that scene going on right now as we speak. It's coming back up all around again. One guy claims he looked like this, and one guy says, well, the way we shot him in the face, you'd never be able to tell who it was anyway.
It was the same picture, though. It was Photoshop.
Well, one guy claims the pictures that are online are fake, and one guy says they're real, but it's, you would never, it's, who knows where the story lies in between all that. But
well, there was no Bin Laden.
Well, that's
the real thing. It's just like, see, this is the thing that you get to, like everybody trying to figure out who shot Charlie Kirk. Nobody shot Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk didn't get shot.
And conveniently, they always got a movie deal and a book deal lined up for these guys, like the Lone Survivor and all those types. I can't remember what his name is offhand right now, but anyway, they've always got them lined up for these book deals and these movie deals where before it even happens, right? It's like ready to go before this mission even takes place.
Yeah. Well, look at this thing with this Charlie Kirk thing. They're saying, oh yeah, this guy had a furry homosexual boyfriend, right? And they're going, we can't find him. He's missing.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You're the fucking CIA and the FBI, and you lost a 20-year-old furry. You lost a 20-year-old furry. You're the FBI, for Christ's sake, and you lost it. But the reality of it is that, so people would be inclined to go, yeah, they're covering that up. They're hiding that kid. No, he never existed. Okay, the furry guy never existed. That was just a character in a story. Of course he's missing and they can't produce him. I mean, people never go to the most logical answer.
They've also assigned guilt to these people without ever having a trial or anybody even knowing what the true story is yet. They keep putting it out there. There's this guy, the lone gunman, and his furry boyfriend. You know, how do you know?
Yeah,
How you
well,
knowing
look,
that?
man, when the Manson trials were going on, Nixon almost blew that for the prosecution, merely by making a statement that Manson and his gang were guilty of these murders. Well, that prejudiced the jury and everybody else watching the thing. The president of the United States declared that, and Manson came in the next day carrying the newspaper with the headlines that Nixon said that they were guilty. They were but they wouldn't issue a mistrial, which they actually should have.
Well, I think it's all the plan. At least with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, I think that's the plan all along, is that they're gonna make some mishaps in this supposed trial, and then he'll get let off or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. So right after that happened, I did actually call in. I was joining in and asking if everyone thought that, yeah, he definitely died that day. But then I said, well, what if he didn't die that day? They just killed him afterward.
Right.
And that's what I think actually, that's more plausible in my opinion. Because if he's not around anymore, there's no, all they have to do is just take him on a helicopter outside of, a place where he can't swim back from and drop him out of the fucking helicopter. And then that's it. And then
it eliminates the loose end. And, so I'm looking at that same type of a scenario, because here's the guy, he plays along with the assassination show. Okay. He plays along with it because maybe the plan was they were going to kill off this character and get more support for TPUSA and everything. And that might still be the plan.
Yeah.
Get more focus on that shit, get more chapters out there. I mean, let's face it, this thing is a multi-billion-dollar NGO. They're bringing in some serious fucking money. And that was part of the script. Okay. So he plays along with it, does quite a good job acting like he was really shot and everything else like that. Right. The devil's in the details. We saw the lack of blood, nothing on the people that are trying to help him out. They push away the first responders. Okay. All right. So then later they decide he's still a loose end. And they go ahead and off him anyway. But he didn't know that they were going to off him. He just thought it was part of the script and he was playing along with it initially. And then the script turned.
I don't know if there's any truth behind it, but sometimes I think that they put him in a witness protection program type of thing for years and years on end, right? And they bring them back and reintroduce them as these new characters. And that's why everybody, 20, 30 years from now, people will kind of, their memories will be fuzzy. They'll kind of forget. The new generation.
Yeah, I think he was a little too young, though, for that.
What's that?
He was a little too young. I think he was only 17 when that started happening with him, when he started getting involved into debating and politics and stuff.
I just mean if they disappear him now for say 20, 30 years, he'll probably come back as some other character later on down the line and be like, man, that guy looks
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, I have no clue, but
we look at some of these pictures of Charlie Kirk side by side, taken within the same time range. And you go, wait a second, that ain't even the same guy. So I wonder how many Charlie Kirks did they actually have? Some of them with that real predominant butthead face, with his teeth and shit. And then the other ones where he doesn't have that one as bad. It's like totally different looking people. But you see him one time and, oh, there's Charlie Kirk. And then the next time you see him, it's a different guy. And you go, oh, there's Charlie Kirk. You're not really comparing him to the last time you saw him. It's just somebody that you see all the time. It looks familiar. Who knows? The lighting, the camera, whatever.
Have you guys ever taken a picture of yourself and put it into AI? And I've never done this. It's just an idea.
Heck no.
Like off the cuff.
Not on my own.
Just take a picture of yourself and say, do this and this and this. To, like even in an action type of a situation, like, oh, this is me, Andrew Baker, being like flying a helicopter or something.
Right.
I mean, there's a couple other people on the internet who've made me into AI characters, but it wasn't under my own doing.
Oh, I'm still waiting for that. Oh, fuck yeah!
DJ New Moon, he'll get you in there.
Well, him and there's some other some Globers have made some ones about me. I don't really give a shit. But I'm not gonna go doing it myself.
Yeah, I don't personally. I haven't used AI.
No,
the only thing I ever used it for was one I made a Facebook avatar out of it. It took and put me in like 1,600 clothes.
I mean, technically speaking, we all use AI. Like anytime you even do a simple search, it's AI. But I mean, you don't willingly use like a Chat GPT or a X or what is it, Gronk or I said
Grok, yeah.
Grok, whatever else they got out there running around. But I don't actively try and do any of those things myself.
Here's what I did on AI. I didn't do it; it did it. You know.
Yeah.
There it is. So that's the only thing I've messed with that. But I don't want to play with it because it's like I'm not helping the fucking robots. Because I already know Skynet's coming, baby. Okay, we're like this far from I'll be back.
Skynet's actually a real company.
Yeah. In China.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. This is just
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I was saying, that sometimes I think that, you know, one of these actors or whoever it is gets offed, you know, in a timeline, and then, you know, 20, 30 years down the line, they come back as some politician or something. It's like, man, that person looks really familiar. They always have a doppelganger out there,
Yeah.
it seems like. And it makes you wonder, you know, who knows?
Well,
you know?
that whole Q psyop was coming out of fucking Israel.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen. I have two things to share, but for now, I'm going to share.
Trust the plan.
Mm-hmm.
How's that working out for you now?
So this one right here. So this is Dr. Ben Gertzel. The guy, I'm not kidding. He has 2 PhDs as far as I know. One in computer science, one in mathematics. Yeah, he's considered by many people to be the foremost expert when it comes to artificial intelligence. And I know a little bit about artificial intelligence only because I'm an electrician and have a degree in electronics. But yeah, this guy looks like, he goes to Burning Man, he takes acid, he fucking admits it. He's like, oh yeah, I take acid. I go to Burning Man, I take psilocybin all the time. And he's fucking smart as can be.
They found that psilocybin actually grows brain cells.
I'm gonna take some more than tonight. Then. So what? The point of this, though, when it comes to computer science and just it's basically if this, then what? It's kind of how coding works in a simplistic way, and he has explained this in a very deep way. So regular computer science, artificial intelligence is basically, it's been around for a long time.
Sure.
So what is artificial intelligence really in its basic form? It's where something can happen without human interaction. Okay, it's like relays and shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like cars have that. It's super basic, no big deal, but you have to repair it. It breaks down all the time. But then you have artificial general intelligence. That's the phase that we're in currently right now. Such as if you can train a computer program how to play chess and then allow it to play itself and get better, which has already been done 15 years ago.
Yeah, what was that thing? Big Blue?
Well, there was Deep Blue, yeah.
Or Deep Blue, yeah, and it took on didn't it go against Ken Jennings? It went against it went against Ken Jennings on the Jeopardy show too.
Oh yeah, well Gary Kasparov was the world champion of chess at the time, and he beat the fuck out of it. And then they had to. It was IBM called, because that's the color of IBM. It's like their color for their company. Yeah, they called it Deep Blue, and the reason they called it Deep Blue is because it was going through a deep learning cycle of like how many different sequences of moves can it figure out. And I think it was like down to like 26 moves or something, which is like billions and billions, maybe trillions of different possibilities.
Possibilities based on other possibilities. But
the elimination of most of them is like it eliminates a lot of them because it's like, oh yeah, you're not going to just move your king back and forth. So it's a complicated process to code.
The way to beat AI would be to fool it would be to do the illogical.
Well, Yeah, that's I don't know how the algorithm works, but then, anyways, I'm gonna stop sharing that. I have one other thing to share in just a moment. But the thing about the AI is when it comes to chess, there was two guys from the UK that developed a certain program that was eventually purchased by Google for like, I don't know, $3 or $4 billion. And that's where and this was again about 15 years ago, roughly. And that's where that's what at least the internet says. And they taught this program how to play chess. And they renamed it Google DeepMind, which is a self-learning AI process, which is what I think Gemini uses. That's Google's. Is it Gemini or?
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they taught it how to play chess.
It was Gemini. I think now it's Copilot, but yeah.
Anyway. Oh, whatever. Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I barely ever use that stuff. I use it to fuck around, mess with it once in a while. But
Microsoft's Copilot. Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, programs like that are self-learning because the more input they have, considering the fact that they have access to the internet, yeah, they can be self-learning as long as the code is associated with whatever the information is given to it. Well, they're not. So that's called artificial general intelligence. And then we have something called artificial superintelligence. And this is the only reason I know this is because of that guy I was just showing you. That's Ben Goertzel. And he says that, yeah, once it gets to that point, and him and several other technological AI researchers think it's going to happen in 2049. That's going to be like the precipice of technology.
I don't think we're going to make it to them.
No?
Here's the thing. Google has been around for 27 years, right? So then you've got, I think Siri came about in, I want to say 2011. Then you had Alexa in 2014. So people have been passively using AI for a very long time. And not to mention Jerry Fletcher right there. There's that movie Conspiracy Theory. Mm-hmm. Remember that scene when they're chasing him, when he leaves the library trying to purchase the Ryan the Catcher book?
Yeah.
They use AI to track him down. So if they've known about that stuff, and that was what, 98 that movie came out?
96, I think, yeah.
Something like that. This stuff's been around a long time. It's just
the concept has. Go back to the movie War Games with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. That was in the 80s. That was in the 80s, man.
Yeah, I think that came out when I was born. I'm only, almost 43, but I think it came out in 83, I think.
Yeah.
The concept has been around for a very, very long time.
So has it really been a concept? I think that they sold us it was a concept, but they actually had it. But I could be wrong. I'm just saying.
I think once people figured out that you can do card tricks, which I can do several of them right in front of you, and you'd have no idea how I do it, even if I told you. Once they figure out that there's something that can be done that could be fooling people, or something that's so complex, I think it's more artificial intelligence. Kind of the concept of it, I think, originated because it didn't just come out of nowhere. It wasn't like, Muhammad coming out of the sky and like, oh, here you go, here's some technology.
Here's me at 83. Mm-hmm. I had a bunch of black dudes convinced that I was Matthew Broderick, that I was from the movie War Games. Let me check it out. I've passed too.
Do you want to play a game? I don't know.
Yeah, you're a sexy looking motherfucker, dude. All right.
People have different versions of how that works.
That was you and your mom, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Right on.
She's been dead 20 years now.
Well, may she enjoy the rest of her afterlife.
And she's right back here on the shelf.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Hi, Mom.
My dad and Mom are in here every time I'm on a show. And my one dog, Casey.
Oh, all right. So here's something on that same topic, because you said there was no topic.
Yeah, it's just, whatever.
My mom told me, my brother and my sister, I'm the middle child, my sister, older sister, younger brother, and she told us all that, like, when I die, you better not fucking bury me. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, she's like, oh, I've already paid for it. Yeah, the cremation, and then I want you to scatter my ashes into the ocean.
Oh, God.
And that's what she demanded. And she told us that.
That's it. How are you going to know?
Well,
And
she's
why
still
would-
alive right now. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm
Well,
just
see,
saying.
that's the thing, though. How is somebody going to know? You know, somebody said, yeah, all right, I'll take your $5,000 to do this, that, and the other. And, you know, you just do whatever the fuck you want anyways, you know? I think there was a place in Kentucky that got in trouble for that, man. They weren't really cremating the bodies. They were dumping them back in a swamp because it was too expensive to.
Holy fuck.
Just giving them fire pit ash. Yeah.
That's fucked. And well, it's because my mom said that the worst thing, the reason she gave me was being burned alive versus basically being put into a coffin until you die in a road. She's like, yeah, just being burned alive is better. And I was like, what the flying fuck, Mom?
Well, you're dead already, so it doesn't matter. This isn't you. This is the problem people have. You cannot see yourself in a mirror. That's not you. That's your vehicle. Okay, this is why when you go to a funeral and they got them laid out there in the box and everybody goes, oh, look, they look so natural. No, they don't. They look fucking dead. And you always usually have a picture of the person when they were alive. And you look and it's like nothing like what you see that in the box. That in the box, there's that life that, I don't know, the presence is just gone, you know, and it's just the vehicle. And people treat that, you know, like their vehicle is going to stay with them and everything. They think that their soul has arms and legs. No, it don't work like that, man. You don't. What do you need arms and legs for?
Well, I think one of the things is, I don't know for certain because I don't really fear this, but a lot of people fear the unknown. And like my mom, she's like, yeah, you better not bury me. You know, you're gonna burn my fucking corpse, grind up my bones, and throw me up into the fucking ocean or something like that. That's what she wants. I was like, well, I'm gonna honor that. I mean, it's my mom. She brought me into this. But at the same time, other people are gonna say, like, for me, I don't give a shit. Throw me in a fucking dumpster. I don't fucking.
That's what I said. I told the old lady. She was like, you know, what do you want done? And I said, I don't care. You can put me out in the curb in a hefty bag for all I give a shit. You know, I'll be dead. I said, I'll tell you what, just cremate me, mix my ashes up in a douche, and run me through one last time.
Oh my God.
Whoa. That's a little more. All right. Get creative. Well, actually, you know, if it's in your will, can you say, my ashes should be dumped on top of the White House or something?
Oh yeah, you couldn't. It'd be the restriction. You can't. You know, otherwise you could say, I want upon my death you to kill the judge in the county. You know, can't do that. It's kind of.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying something a little less extreme, but yeah, just get creative.
Well, I remember that years back we were renting this house, and it was somebody's at one time, their old homestead. And when the old guy died, the family asked if they could come up there and spread the ashes. Well, the landlord said, you know, they wanted to spread it around this tree that he planted. And the landlord says, no, I'm not going to allow him to do that. And then I was like, well, that motherfucker ain't up here. I just told the family, I says, y'all just come up here and quietly go ahead and do it. I don't care. You know, but what the hell? Why would the landlord go, no, I don't want anything like that. And did you know if anybody's ever died in your house, you have to disclose that on a real estate deals?
No, if they committed suicide.
No, even if they died.
My realtor, Kathy, she told me that if
that's how it is here,
at least in California, yeah, they have to disclose if someone committed suicide because a lot of Asian families, like Koreans, well, basically, Chinese, Japanese, things like that, they won't buy the property if someone committed suicide because it's some sort of like a bad karma or something. Yeah, whatever they call it. But
no, actually,
died in it. I mean,
right over there in the kitchen's where my mom died at. They say, you know, they pronounced her dead at the hospital, but she was dead when she hit the floor right there.
You're in the same house as her?
Oh yeah, this was my parents' house.
Okay, my two grandparents, the house that I just got done helping remodel, both of them, actually, well, technically, 3 people died in that house.
Oh wow!
Well, it was my grandfather. He was before I was born, and yeah, they pronounced him dead when he got to the house. Anyways, then from there, it was my grandmother about 8 years ago, and then my grandfather-in-law, my grandma, no, she'd been married, so Larry, considered him my grandfather, and he died about a year and a half ago, and you know, we never had to disclose any of that on the sales contract.
You're starting a robot.
Oh, I am? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I have no idea why.
State by state, as it should be, say what? That's the thing people don't understand. My country is Virginia. My nation is the United States. People don't know the difference between a country and a nation. Your state is your country. But if you're a 14th Amendment citizen, then you are that means you're an employee of Washington, D.C., and that's why they call you a resident of your state. You're just living there. Your country is the corporation of Washington, D.C., basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch of shit. I can't wait for this whole thing to fall.
All for that word magic.
Oh man, listen, this whole system's coming down. This whole system's coming down, man. You see
Sure
it everywhere. It's just it's erupting into chaos all over the world. People over here, thank God that a lot of them are starting to break out of this left-right bullshit spell and realize what's really going on. That the United States is occupied. It's not got anything. It's nothing like the crap they told you in civics class. Nothing. And people are starting to wake up to that and get wise to it. Hopefully we'll get more, because that's all we need. You don't have to have the majority, just have a good amount. And there's a lot more of us than there is them. And as soon as people just start saying, you know what, fuck you, we're not playing anymore. We're not doing this anymore. We quit. We quit.
That's why.
So,
go ahead, Andrew.
One of the things that I think is very unfortunate about that is that some people are still voting for this communist type of situation where it's not going to be a dictator. It's just going to be this overall effect of people that don't belong here, and they're just like they're just voting for fuck you. We don't care. They just got here. They don't even give a shit. But like this, what's his name? That fucking New York.
Oh, Mondani or whatever.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he flat out said he's a fucking communist. He wants, like, he doesn't. His main goal is not for the United States.
But you realize that it was not the people of New York that chose him.
Yeah, he was selected, not elected.
He was selected. Your vote doesn't count, man. All your
no, I get that. I'm just
all your vote does, it seals your contract. That's what it is. It's your consent for whatever comes about from whoever they install. You just consented to it, that you agree to it. So if people stop fucking voting, they'd stop consenting. They're going to put who they fucking want to in there anyway. But if it only works if you're listening. It only works if you comply. If you don't comply, it doesn't work. And they can't force you to comply.
He's just another character in the show besides the point. He was in there chumming it up, being buddy with Trump the other day. That it's all
I saw that. That was
it's all just one big show.
No, they might as well have just been 69ing each other. That was
yeah, for the most part.
Well, and this is convenient. This gets a lot of people, the people of New York and other people in the nation. They're focused on this now, and it worries them. Oh, we could become communists, this, that, and the other. You know what? We could become nothing. You don't have to be communist. You don't have to be capitalist. You don't have to be any fucking thing. You can just be free. How about that? That's the best way to go. Let's just be free.
Well, speaking,
I don't have a right to make you live the way I want you to live at all. As long as you're not fucking with me and I'm not fucking with you, everything is just dandy, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think one of the main driving forces that influences people is fear.
Yes.
It's not like
Sure.
the rewards. Sort of like if I were to ask each of you right now, or everyone, like, hey, would you be willing to do something for a very small amount of money? Oh, something very easy. Like, not really. Like, okay, well, now I'm going to give you that same amount of money, but you have to drive 10 hours straight in order to get to a certain location, or we're going to cut your fucking family's hands off. Something like that. So that'd be like a fear-based type of a tactic. And that is unfortunate, but it does happen, because that's unfortunate. Just look at the military. Look at how politics work. And yeah, it's the fear. It's like, I'm not really going to drive that far for, a couple $100,000.
They
It's fucking dangerous.
They expect you to capitulate over that. Oh, we're going to threaten you this way. Hey, no, I'm threatening you. Okay? I'm threatening you. So you try to run that bullshit on me, I'm going to kill you stone dead. So don't fuck with me. I'm not doing it. If everybody does that, we're not coming to do you any harm or anything else like that. But as soon as you come to do us harm, baby, we're going to hang you in the streets. That's all. And if people get together, people realize that that's the power that they have. They don't realize the power that they have. But it's just like if you ever watch a sheep with a sheepdog, that sheepdog ain't going to bite those sheep. He barks at him. He makes them think they're going to bite him. They're going to get bit. And he barks at him and acts all ferocious, and they back down. But you know what happens? As soon as one of the sheep goes, fuck you, dog, that dog will keep barking, but he's got to keep the other ones, try to keep them in line. And that sheep just still don't give a shit. Pretty soon, a couple other sheep see that, hey, that dog's just barking. He ain't going to do shit.
That's actually a really great analogy or metaphor. Yeah, that's very, very true. Dude, that's I never thought about it like that. But yeah, the sheep. And I had a sheepdog, Josie, until we had to put her down. Her one of my favorite dogs. But yeah, it's all it takes is one revolter, and then all of a sudden other people might start to, like a euphemism, I suppose, is what you're getting at. But
yeah, if as soon as one person stands up, it emboldens other people. And as soon as 2 or 3 people stand up, it emboldens more people. But it takes that first one to stand up. And if we all be that first one to stand up, we skip a step and we're already there.
I think the biggest problem is everybody thinks there's nothing wrong with this. Everybody thinks this is fucking normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's what this channel and other channels are about, showing you the insanity that you're actually participating in. And it's not by your fault. I mean, let's face it. If you were born inside of an insane asylum, all the fucking crazy people would be normal to you. That would be normal. That would be your normal. This is how everything is, right? Until you get a glimpse of outside. And you go, what? Not everybody barks at the wall? What the hell is going on? This is we can have this? Why don't we have this? Why are we staying in this place with these crazy fucking people? And that's exactly the type of thing. You don't realize the absurdity of it. And I'll tell you what, Andrew, that's another thing psilocybin does, is that it gets you thinking outside of the box by taking you out of sync with the norm. And you start thinking outside the box. They don't want you thinking outside the box. You go, wait a minute, why are we doing this fucking silly shit? Are you kidding me? Grown adults are actually doing this and they're believing this. What? What kind of an insane asylum am I in? And you slowly bend those bars and you climb out. If we get more people to bend those bars and climb out of the insane asylum and realize that this world is run by psychopaths, literal psychopaths, man. Crazy.
The unfortunate thing is that these psychopaths are actually, yes, they're doing what they're doing, and some people actually prefer to be controlled rather than being in control.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's more extreme than that. They don't even have the ability to lead themselves. They have to have been. It's sort of like what do they call that? Prisoners that they get institutionalized.
Yeah.
It's,
Well,
it's
it's like a lot of the slaves when they went down there and said, "You're free," and they're like, "Free to do what? Free of what? What are you talking about?
Jones
Free. What am I supposed to do now?" I was dependent. You know, I had a place to live. I had clothes. I had food, and all I had to do was just chores all day. You know, I'm not condoning it or anything, but when that's been your whole life, and then you suddenly change the game, and they're like, "Well, wait, what do we do now?"
Yeah. It's like a cat that sits and stares out the window all day, right? And then one day that door gets cracked open and he shoots out the door and then he stops and looks around. He's like, whoa, what's going on here? He doesn't know anything but what he's known inside his whole life. And now he just wants to go back inside again.
It's so weird for people to. It goes into. You guys ever seen that movie called The Village?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
like
that
Night Shyamalan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
that shit had me going too, because you're thinking it's like the 1600s and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like modern times right now. They just were living in a society that was like that.
Didn't they like walk to the edge of the
highway?
Yeah, she almost got hit by a car. You know, she jumped that fence and went in and crossed the road and almost got hit by a car. That was my first instinct. When I saw the fence, I was like, what?
They're just Amish.
Yeah, right. That's a really good movie, though. I like that. What was that one I just watched the other night?
It was a slow burn, but
Don't Worry, Darling. It's called.
Don't Worry, Darling.
It's got Chris Pine, and it's like these people. They live in like a little subdivision in town. It's out in the California desert. You know, it's real nice, and it's apparently like about 1956, 1957, judging by the automobiles. And these guys all work for a place called Victory, and their wives stay home, and everything's like perfect, like June Cleaver type shit, right? But then when you come to find out this whole thing was just an illusion, man. These people are actually just living in a virtual reality that's being beamed in their head, and it's actually modern times. It isn't even 1956. And it's just like really throws you for a woohoo. What the hell, you know?
Yeah, I've never actually heard of this, but I'm just looking it up right now on IMDb, and it says, while her husband leaves home every day to work in a top secret facility, a young 1950s housewife begins to question her life when she notices strange behavior from the other wives in their neighborhood. And it's got pretty good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking watch this. All right, never even heard of it.
That was good. What was that one? Vivarium. That one tripped me out, man, because it was
really
like in
like
that
that.
neighborhood Lost, and all the houses were like all fucking the same and shit, and they, you know, they're just like stuck there, no way out. That was a crazy ass movie. You didn't like that one?
It's kind of a letdown, I guess. At the end, it kept me going for a while, but at the end, I was like,
Yeah, it wasn't real. You know, some of these movies they come out with now, it's like they ran out of film or something. They just
I don't know.
Stops, and I'm like, oh, time's up, I guess. Put another.
It's disappointing when a movie sucks you in really good, and then you get to the end, and it's like, that's how it was gonna end. Like,
I would. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I wasn't real crazy about the end of it, but it was kind of like these creatures. That was how they kind of procreated. You know, kind of like how a cuckoo bird does. Cuckoo bird don't build a nest. It lays its eggs in another bird's nest, and the other bird ends up hatching the egg for him. And as this cuckoo bird pushes the actual offspring out of the nest, and ends up being raised by a completely different bird.
And
Holy shit, I never heard about that.
Oh yeah, so it lays its eggs and then forces the other parents basically to look after it or something.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
During the day, it goes and makes cereal.
It's Cocoa Puffs. They're cuckoo programs. That's when they're not being used for clocks. Oh my God. Man,
Like
you'd be
every
surprised how expensive those damn things are.
What's that? The clocks or
Cuckoo clocks?
or everything?
Well, I mean, especially cuckoo clocks. We were just up in a few months ago up in Frankenmuth, Michigan,
Yeah, that's a cool place.
and they got a cuckoo clock maker there.
Mm-hmm.
And man, these things are like starting out at like $500. It's
Well,
they're not cheap.
I used to work for a moving company, right? North American. And one time we went to move this guy, and he was infatuated with clocks and cuckoo clocks. He had, I don't know, I bet we packed up hundreds of them, right? He was
Yeah.
moving to Dayton, Ohio. But they are all on different times, so they're all constantly going off. So we're moving this place, and it's driving me nuts. I'm like, you live like this? It was like, this is crazy, man. Like,
What Doc Brown's house?
Yeah, no kidding. But he
Well,
was a nice enough guy, but I was just like, man, how can anybody live in this way?
My dad had
there's
a,
the cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. There was a cereal.
yeah. My dad had a grandfather clock that chimed on the quarter hour, and a schoolhouse pendulum clock that also chimed. And he was obsessed with having them set perfectly. He was obsessed with having them set perfectly. And you have to wind them and stuff when the hand is not in front of the wind hole, right? So it's not on the hour, and while it's not chiming, because that'll wreck it. So
yeah, it's actually
he was
under the
going
rabbit
there, he was setting the two clocks. They're in two different rooms, and he's going back and forth setting them, making sure that they're at the right thing and everything like that. And so I slipped in Pink Floyd Time. It starts off with all those bells and chimes and going off. And I put that in the stereo and hit play and just kind of walked away. That shit started going off. He was running back and forth between them clocks, trying to figure out which one of them was chiming and bonging. I about pissed myself laughing. It was so
funny.
That's kind of fucked up, man.
I was known for doing shit like that. Just playing pranks all the time, playing pranks on people.
All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick here, and then I'm going to go AFK for a bit. All right.
That's kind of a dying profession. My buddy, his dad actually works on clocks and stuff, like what you call it, clocks. I totally slipped my mind. But anyway, grandfather clocks. But
all right, so here is, NASA has been trying to grow space lettuce for a long time, and they apparently have.
Space lettuce.
Yeah, but now they're saying, all right, we were genuinely astonished. This moss survived 9 months outside the International Space Station and could still grow on Earth. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay, so this little plant is a lot tougher than it looks. Researchers exposed moss spores to the harsh environment of space for 9 months recently, and the results were surprising, a new study reports. Most living organisms, including humans, cannot survive. Including humans. Oh, wow. Cannot survive even briefly in the vacuum of space. Study led author Tama, fucking whatever, some Japanese dude, of Hokkaido University in Japan, said in a statement. However, the moss spores retained their vitality after 9 months of direct exposure. This provides striking evidence that the life that has evolved on Earth possesses at the cellular level intrinsic mechanisms to endure the conditions of space. Okay, and it gives you some pictures, like, okay, oh, look at that, like, it's like some fucking, what is that? Some guacamole or some
you're gonna have to scroll up a little bit.
Oh,
can't see it. Gotta scroll page up a little higher.
I'm not really sure what's going
on.
on.
This is just trying to put this transpermia theory out there. That's what they're trying to do, because evolution is really falling apart. They can't, yeah, you can come up with the ingredients, but you cannot create life. Okay. You could put out all the ingredients that you want to for a cell, but you're not going to create one. And this is the whole idea of transpermia, that things came from space.
So yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with my scrolling part, but it looks like there was like some guacamole or some wasabi sauce or something.
There you go. Yeah,
Oh,
it looks like a sampler dish for wasabi.
yeah. Well, yeah, or a little, like leftover something. But
The Booger Collection from an autistic child.
It's Nickelodeon slime.
Yeah, if you guys want to read the rest of it, I just dropped the link to that into the side chat, but I have to go AFK for a bit as I prep for my class tomorrow.
Ah. Class, eh?
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah. Remember that guy used to do those commercials for games and shit back in the 70s? Yes, it's time for. He talked just like that. I was like, what? Yeah, I remember my childhood was a bizarre. The things that I remember from it are so bizarre. It's like there's these things on YouTube that'll say commercials from 1974, and I click on it, and man, it just starts taking me back. And I'm like, oh shit, you got to say Madison Avenue did their job. I mean, if you can remember that shit that many years later, that was the point. That was the point. I mean, that one with the was that J.G. Wentworth that they do? My God, that little song that'll stick in your head. You hate it to death. But it's like, I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Everybody knows the shit. And 30 years from now, people
J.G. Wentworth.
Yes, $7 cash now. See, I even know the numbers. So
yeah,
that was a good one. But all these different commercials where you remember them after all those times. Well, hell, the products aren't even around anymore. Half of them.
Juicy fruit is gonna move you.
Yeah,
I know, it's crazy.
Big Red. What's that? You guys know what the Big Red song is?
Big Red. I remember Double Man.
Big Red Juice.
I remember the gum. I'm trying to remember
Big Red
the song.
Juice. Come on.
Did you know that remember the Doublemint twins?
No, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's Katie Seagal's sisters, her twin sisters.
Oh, really?
She has 2 twin sisters, and they were the Doublemint girls.
From Married with Children?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not Steve Seagal's wife, I guess.
No, I know.
If he has one, that he has.
Yeah.
Wasn't he married to Kelly LeBrock and he beat her ass or something?
He was in a movie. He might have. Boy, she was something in Weird Science, huh?
Mm-hmm. A lot of those. I guess Dennis Quaid punched his old lady out too. Well, I guess they couldn't listen. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I wasn't there either. It's not condoning that. Boy, I'll tell you what, there's some shit that these people, these Globers, they're so desperate. They'll take something like that and say, look at this disgusting piece of shit thinks you should beat up women. And I'm like,
yeah.
What?
That's for you.
Well, it's not internet. It's what it is Karens.
Well, that too. I'm just saying that there's people always on the ready.
But that's their biggest thing is that they're so triggered over the fact that I'm not going to capitulate to their globe, that I destroy all their silly, stupid arguments and shit. And so rather than just go the fuck away, they want to try to start trouble. It has nothing to do with this ridiculous belief system. And it's not your fault that you believe you live on a globe, that you're a victim of this shit. We were all victims of it. I'm just trying to get you to realize that you are a victim of it, but you just keep sitting there going, but teacher said, I'm going to tell, well, fuck you then. You're never going to grow up. You're damaged goods. You're ruined. Okay. If you haven't woke up by now, you're fucking ruined.
Hey, I'm a college teacher, and I have said this multiple times that if people ask me, I will tell them. I do not believe the Earth is a sphere.
Huh?
What can the fucking students do? Nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing.
As they shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, I've never had a single complaint. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther because X, Y, and Z. No, and I'm saying, no, I don't believe the Earth is a sphere.
No.
And,
no, in fact, instead of asking me why I don't think it's a sphere, why don't you ask yourself why you think it is a sphere?
Yeah.
You've never observed the Earth as a sphere. You fight like hell with people that it is when you've never witnessed it whatsoever. What in the hell makes you think that? Did you discover that it was that you lived on a globe, and then later on when you went to school and found out that, hey, I was right about that? No, nobody did. Nobody did. You had to be told. And then they directed your attention at the sky. They told you the earth was a ball and then made you look at the sky. Think about how dumb that is. Talk about
That's
a case of misdirection. Wow.
That's the biggest difference, I think, between flat earthers and globers. It's like flat earthers aren't there out there trying to convince
Uh-uh.
people to believe in flat earth. That's on your own. You know, you go and try and figure that out on your own. But globers are always constantly trying to recruit and get people to believe in the globe. It's like, why do you need to do that? Why does it matter what I think? You believe what you want to believe, and I'm
Mhm.
going to leave you alone. I'll just put it that way. Like, I don't care what you believe, honestly.
And then to go as far as to go and try to get people fired from their
Yeah.
job. Now, that tells me that you're a psychopath. It doesn't have anything really to do with the globe or anything else. It's just that
Well,
you're a
what's
vicious
frightening is
psychopath.
the numbers and that they have so many followers, and that's frightening to me.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
all
I know,
fake
you,
too.
but they're just identifying themselves as a bunch of idiots. You could have 2 million followers. Well, guess what?
Well, do
That's a
they
pretty
really
big.
though?
Well, I know, but that's a pretty good NPC pool. You know, you want to pick an idiot, go into the chat, and probably most of the people in there that who would be in there for entertainment, for globe reinforcement. You know, I don't come. You know,
That's
I don't need flat Earth reinforcement. I just like the topic once in a while, different disproofs and stuff that
just
just to stretch your mind.
that's
let me
part of
just
the
show you.
conditioning.
Here's what
That's
you look
part.
at. Here's what you look at. Okay. Here's our good friend Craig McNeil, right? It says here that he's got 56.7 thousand subscribers. Okay. So we go down here, and here's his last live stream that he did 1 day ago. 2.2 thousand views.
Right.
Now run that percentage. He has almost 57,000 subscribers and scraped up 2,000 views.
And that's with the algorithm on his side.
Yes. So how do you do that? How do you only get 2.2 thousand views with almost 57,000 subscribers?
You have to go through the list. Maybe they're all fake. Mhm.
Well, I mean, think about that. 2.2 out of 57. Think about that. What's that ratio work out to?
But that's what I was gonna say, Snowman, too. That's part of the conditioning. They put those numbers out there to make you think that they're really popular and that lots of people believe these people. But
Uh-huh.
there ain't nobody verifying if any of these people are real or if they're not bots or bot.
Okay,
That's the
well,
other thing.
I have
They want
something to
us
add to
to
that.
identify in order to post and stuff, right? So there's going to be that fact checker thing when they start with this ID shit. We're going to have to log on, and I think it's going to be biometrics at first. You know, I think that's what they're going to do. But
It might already be if you have a webcam on.
You're
Taking
for sure.
facial recognition.
facial recognition, I don't know.
Yeah.
I,
So
we're
when it
already
comes
having our
to
biometrics run right now as we speak.
No, I mean just so that like this is verifying. You know, if they can't do it visually
Yeah,
now
I get what
because
you're saying.
the deep fake. I could be wearing a Trump mask right now, like a filter, right? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I
it's
know what
good.
you're saying.
So what I'm saying though is like, as far as identifying yourself, when I log into Google, when I sign in, when I press YouTube or whatever, it's going to ask me for ID, and I think biometrics is the only way they could push it at first. So you'd have to stick it to your eye or thumbprint or something stupid.
That works out to be 3.8% of his complete subscriber count watch his show. 3.8%
On a
of the
good day.
56.7 thousand people. Now, what's wrong with that?
well,
It
there is
tells me that he bought subscribers.
well, Jaron, as an example, had 179,000 subscribers, and all of a sudden, boom! I don't believe we went to. Okay, it's not flat Earth. We went to the moon and all that kind of. He lost around 19 to 20,000 subscribers within a
Mhm.
couple of weeks, and he's still only getting Oh yeah, I think he has 160,000 subscribers at the moment.
Yeah,
And
160.
He gets even less views than Craig does.
oh yeah, I mean, I could fucking just sit here and smoke my fucking vape all goddamn night. Probably get more subscribers, or sorry, more views than that, and just talk about fucking nonsense. But just to be fair, yeah, some people that have a whole bunch of subscribers, unfortunately, they're not going to get a whole bunch of views because I'm subscribed to about 150 YouTube channels. I don't watch every single one of them every single day.
Impossible.
Yeah, you can't. There's too much time of the day. But if they have something interesting, then maybe I'll click on it and watch it. But yeah, when it comes to the Globers, though, yeah, I would think that they're gonna be just jerking off to it constantly. It's like they're fucking NASA porn or something.
Well, what is it? His Thursday night fact down that he did 3 days ago. He got 578 views.
That seems wild.
578, and he's got 160,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you can't tell me that naturally that people just that many people don't watch him.
Right.
No, it's just that the people that were watching him stopped watching him.
That many of them though, that's a lot.
Yeah,
you know what though? You can go before that. You can go and look at before that, and the ratio still sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't buy my subs. I don't do any of that. I don't buy subscribers. I don't buy bot viewers. Everything that I do is completely organic. And if you go and look, okay, I've got 3.22 thousand subscribers. All right. And on last night's show, 1.6 thousand views.
That's almost that's a 2 to 1
ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
You know, and that's about what I average. That's about what I average, between 1.5 to 2,000 per episode, per show. And you know, that's more in line with the subscriber count, you know. Whereas what do you got? You got all these people subscribed and not one of them gets a bell notification or anything. Nobody knows, oh goody, Jaron's coming on, it's Thursday or whatever. Really? It's just,
I only have about 5 or 7 guys on YouTube. I don't spend a lot of time on YouTube and shit. I probably only got about, like I said, 7, 10 guys that I'll watch regularly. And if they don't have anything, then I don't go looking. Basically, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I got mostly guys that do podcasts once a week. Like I watch my Sealy Fan Man. Fucking, I'm addicted to Martin Ledke. I think he's a nut job, but that's okay. I still watch his shows. And and some people have fallen off. Not that I hate him or anything. I'm still subscribed to him. I didn't unsubscribe to him because I stopped liking, what he was saying or whatever. But it's a Leak Project, that Rex Bear guy. He used to be quite into conspiracies and go pretty deep. Then he took he took that YouTube pill of what do you call it, censorship or whatever, and started being very careful. But it was a business to him, right? It was a business to him, so I respected him for that. I didn't go and delete his subscription. I think deleting a subscription is pretty simple. He reached a certain point where you're like, oh, this guy's not the idol I thought he was. Unsubscribe him, right? He'll never say anything good again. You listen to him for 12 years, for example, or some shit, and then something happens, you're like, oh, that's it, cross the line. I guess there could be a line, but
I
I
haven't
don't know.
subscribed to too many people in general, unless I just really dislike them. But for the most part, I'll watch them for a while before I even subscribe to begin with. And then,
I went through my list and I cleared my list. There's probably only 50 or 100. Some of them are, fail videos or certain weird genres like that, stuff, car chases. I was watching the pursuits, and that's not even fun anymore to watch the police pursuits because they're fucking AI. And it's like, well, what's the fun in watching a police pursuit if it's fucking AI? What the hell? I don't know. It's just nothing's real anymore, so it doesn't have any texture. It doesn't have the video's good. For example, I'm watching and the guy's going in the grass, and you can hear the cop car, the engine sounds and everything else sounds accurate. and he comes out from the grass onto the. So he's in the grass, and he comes out onto the highway on ramp at like 70 or 80 kilometers per hour, and the car does a little wicked wiggle when it hooks back up on the pavement and starts going. And there's no tire sounds. Like they forgot to put the squeal tires, right? And everything else was so good right up until then. I played it back again. I'm like, there's no way that that squad car wasn't squealing when it went around the corner. And then I thought, holy fuck, how many of these are AI?
When you
It's
see
just
it
that
throw
one
a
little
hubcap and then in the next scene it's back on, then you know.
shit like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's you could tell sometimes. Like I said, that tire squeal thing, it had to squeal. Like it just the conditions. I know for sure it had to. But it didn't. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. A lot of it's
But yeah.
just for social
I like being
social
trained.
engineering and programming conditioning anyway, just to see
That's
what
what I
people.
have written down. That's what I have written down is behavioral conditioning versus brainwashing. And so behavioral conditioning is much worse than brainwashing. That's like when your stomach rumbles just before the lunch bell, or you get a little edge, you get a little twitch just before recess, the bell rings, right? Like it's like
Well, you know
it's
what
how they
time it is
get you.
right now? It's called bong o'clock, or fucking hit your fucking bong. Anyways, just I don't smoke very often, but I'm sorry, I'm trying to interrupt your flow. That was good.
I'm just
But
ranting. Point to the sky and everybody's looking at the stars. We can't even go 7 miles down. Like, wouldn't it
I
be
know.
easier to go 7 miles down and just keep building scaffolding and reinforcing that son of a bitch and just keep going down? Wouldn't that be simple as fuck? Gravity, just send it down the hole. Fuck, you don't got to lift it. You just got to lower it down the hole.
Well, that's what
And
we were talking about last night. How it's like, why are we bothered? Why are we pretending that we go to space when there's plenty down here on Earth that hasn't been visited or looked at, or
yeah, and have
even
you guys ever looked into the mining drills that Elon Musk was a part of fucking decades ago? And
boring?
like, yeah, boring tools.
Yeah.
We've got ones that are actually nuclear powered. The one I was watching, this was years ago, man. Anyways, it was fucking nuclear powered, like dimensions wise, I can't even imagine. But it was carving a train tunnel in one shot. And this special drill, what it was doing was leaving like a porcelain finish on the fucking stone as it went through. So it was leaving, a reinforced hardened stone on the wall as it went by. Like it was finished stone. Crazy. They'll never
yeah,
shut it
I know
down.
what you're talking about. The project, I'm not even sure if it's still going on anymore or if they completed it or whatever. But yeah, they were trying to drill underground, I don't know, something like 50 feet underground, a tunnel, approximately like 12 feet in diameter, something like that. Pretty big fucking tunnel.
Yeah, the boring project.
Yeah, they were trying to drill it from Los Angeles up to the Sacramento Reservoir, where there's a shitload of water. But Los Angeles, they keep building down there, but they don't have enough water. So they're going to fuck up the entire northern California area. Just so
They already fucked up the Owens Valley with that aqueduct. When they put that aqueduct in, man, look into the water wars of Inyo County. Man, these people were serious, man, because they were stealing the water that was coming off the runoff from the mountains that all the agriculture depended on.
Wasn't that a Jethro Tull song?
Oh, I don't think so.
Aqueduct.
Oh no, yeah, close. Hey, aqueduct. No, let me tell you something. That's some bullshit. All the way over in Inyo County, you look, and then there's a fence around the aqueduct on both sides of it, and it says property of DWP, LADWP, Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Los Angeles Department of Water and Power has little fenced off areas and shit all over in Inyo County that inside those fences are considered Los Angeles County. It's bullshit. So what happened is all these farmers started starving, going broke and shit. And there was people blowing up the stations and shit and rerouting the water so it would go back out in the fields and fill the land.
Did they use eminent domain to take that land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was really quite, there was a few standoffs. There was a number of standoffs. And what happened was this guy, Father Crowley, and there's an overlook there named after him in Death Valley. but he was like a traveling priest, and he saw what it was happening in that area. And so what he promoted was tourism. He says, we can sell this as tourism. So they started opening up hatcheries and getting the yellow trout from the other side of the Sierras. There were none over on the eastern side of the Sierras. And they started putting in fisheries, fish hatcheries, and then stocking the Owens River and things like that with these fish. And they were promoting the hunting. People would come into that area to go hunting for bighorn sheep. And they had a number of hunting lodges and things like that started opening up. And this guy, he'd come in there, and on the first day of fishing season every year in Independence, up there in Owen County, in the town of Independence, which is the county seat, he would have the blessing of the fishing tackle. And people would go there, and Father Crowley would bless their fishing tackle before they went and did that. So he was credited with actually kind of pulling those people out of a bit of an economic slump. But it's still a very, very poor area of California. And they're unfortunately at the mercy of Sacramento, Los Angeles, and San Francisco.
Dave, how long did you live in California?
5 years.
Oh, that's way too long.
Yeah. No, 3 years. 3 years.
Oh, that's way too long too. I mean, yeah, I'm still here, but I was.
Well, I went out there. I was growing marijuana. Everything was really working good, and then they turned around and legalized it, and put all these regulations on it and shit, and it just wasn't profitable anymore. So I came back.
Oh yeah, if you go, so where my parents, they bought a cabin up in a place called Grass Valley, California. No pun intended, but that's where they grow a lot of weed. They grow a lot of grass up there, and a lot of them, they're completely legalized. They, the state and county and blah 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 knows that they're doing that, and they can come by and do inspections anytime they want, and they make a fuckload of money.
Yeah,
I'm talking about people that they're growing like 2,000 plants, and they have employees and stuff. So it's Northern California versus Central California. California is basically, it's like northern, like by Oregon and shit like that.
Yeah, Humboldt.
And then there's like, exactly, Humboldt. And like Central California, where I live, fucking sucks. And I can still just walk down the street and buy weed legally, but then I
can at Central. I was over on the other side of the Sierras, though. You ever heard of Lone Pine?
I've heard of it. I couldn't point to on a map though.
I was about 30 miles south of that along 395, Highway 395.
California is a
60 miles, 60 miles north of Ridgecrest.
Yeah, again, it's a big state. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Well, Ridgecrest wouldn't exist if it wasn't for China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. That is a weird town. I'm going to tell you right now that China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. Everybody loves to. Oh yeah, Area 51, Area 51. I'm telling you right now, the real Area 51 is China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. This is where they were doing the early MK Ultra shit at. Most of that base is underground. This thing is huge. This thing is huge. What's that?
Wouldn't that stand to reason though to divert? Like make everybody think. Let's go over to Area 51. Get all these people chasing ghosts basically, and then have it over at China Lake. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
They had a Dr. Green, who was actually Dr. Mengele, that they'd brought over with Operation Paperclip. He actually had a suite at Scotty's Castle in Death Valley with his own child sex slaves that came with the room, from what I understand. They were bringing in kids from all over the place. And from what I understand, they had anywhere between 1,000 and 3,000 kids in electrified cages underground at any given time. Yes, this is some big shit. Now they use these abandoned army bases that sprung up during World War II as training camps and shit like that. They're all over in the desert, and they're just abandoned, still government property. They're using a lot of those for adrenochrome harvesting.
Yeah.
Like assembly line style fucking adrenochrome. It's just some crazy. Yeah, man, this world is run by some
scooping them
sick.
up off of Skid Row and everywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, homeless people, they ain't got no, nobody's going to miss them.
Illegal
I got a
immigrant.
question about this adrenochrome thing because I had never heard about it before until I watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro, the two main parts in that movie. When Johnny Depp is playing the part of Hunter Thompson, like, is adrenochrome actually a real thing?
Yes.
You think it's because of the movie? That
Like a
people
drug?
think
Like some
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
In fact, epinephrine will, after it expires, will turn into adrenochrome. But it's not as good as the organic, if I can put it that way.
I remember people saying about plasma in jail. People were using plasma as a way of harvesting blood and using it to make a drug. It was called plasma. This is just off the top of my head though, but like this was something that happened like the late '90s and shit. I heard about early 2000s. People were like bleeding themselves, for lack of a better term, and like doing something to the blood to make it. I don't know, like the cream come to the top or something. I don't know, but it was something I heard about going in jail fucking decades ago. This plasma shit, which is probably totally different and off topic, but anyways, the blood's definitely powerful, man. And I don't know if it's placebo effect or what, like is it though?
So
Is it spiritual high? Sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, man. So I'm on a lot of Google Maps, especially down by the on the border of United States and Mexico a lot, California, Arizona. There is tons of abandoned old World War II era landing strips, airstrips all over the place.
Yeah.
Everywhere out there, everywhere. Old training places and old housing units, stuff that's been sitting there for 60 years, just stuff that they used, for training and moving people around and landing planes. And I've run into so many in Southern California. Well, way, way Southern California. And then same thing like Southern Arizona, Southern New Mexico, just tons of them all over the place on the border.
Listen, that China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station is fucking huge. Okay, so the one borderline of it was close to where I lived, right there in what was the town was called Olancha. Okay, now if I went on into Death Valley about 20 minutes to the little town of Darwin, they get their water supply comes off the base from a well that's at a ghost town on the base. So you got to drive, it's about a little over 60 miles, and you get to the main gate of China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station in Ridgecrest. And this thing is mostly a lot of it underground, but they've got a bombing range there and everything. They even have a little Middle Eastern village set up on one spot there where they do training missions and shit like that. And we've watched them at night when they come in and do their bombing runs and shit. It's like watching fireworks. It's pretty cool. Watch them from Darwin. But this place is fucking huge, and there's all kinds of. Go on Google Earth and look at that thing, man. You'll find all kinds of crazy shit. I found a space shuttle sitting out there in the fucking desert, falling apart. Like what they were telling us was going to space. There's the just the framing. All the skin is gone, but there's an area there where you can find just the framing of a U-2 spy plane laying right there in the desert. There's all kinds of shit on there, man.
The National Training Center out in Fort Irwin, not out near Barstow. That place is humongous too.
Yes.
They've got a ton of like simulation villages and stuff like that too. Very similar type of stuff. And
that's where that supply depot and shit's all at, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You drive through there and they have the whole road as you're going by there has each mile of it is dedicated to soldiers of a certain war. And they even have Cold War, and then you get up to Gulf War, Vietnam War, and it's like every mile they have it dedicated to that. But there's a lot of old supply buildings that are just they don't use, they're just abandoned. You can see them right there from the road. It's like they're falling apart or something. So you're not really sure what's active and what's not.
Yeah.
So my buddy spent some time at a at like one of those art things in 29 Palms, and he told me the same thing. He said that whole town is military, the whole thing, because they have a base near 29 Palms. So he was saying that basically it's, he was at like an art thing. I forget what it was. It was like an art colony, like one of those things. And he spent all the time there and was going to town and said it was nothing but army guys. That's all it was, the whole town.
29 Palms is a Marine Corps base, and that's where
Marine, yeah.
Yeah, I was required to go there and train every single time before we went to Iraq, because 29 Palms is the largest square mileage military base in the United States, and it resembles much of what Iraq is. It's hot. It's fucking just dirt and fucking dust everywhere. That's pretty much what Iraq is.
Same with Fort Irwin, but yeah. But Fort Hood isn't bigger than that place?
No, 29 Palms is just north of 900 square miles. It's fucking enormous. And what they told us was it's kind of weird, but we'd have these environmentalists before we would go on our training exercises, because it was a live fire training exercise. And they would say, "Oh yeah, if you get caught shooting anything that's not part of your training, you'll be like prosecuted."
Oh shit.
Yeah. I said, yeah, even like if a coyote comes up to you, you can't even shoot it. But there's coyotes out there. It's just the fucking desert. That's what it is. But yeah, that's when we had the actual live fire training, and then they had to debrief us when we came back from a 2-day exercise. And it's like, did you shoot any fucking coyotes or a fucking, a mosquito?
Desert tortoise.
Yeah.
Don't step on a smelt.
Well, yeah. It was a debrief. We had to actually sign the disclosure. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I don't give a shit. No. And then just like, that's it.
What's up? What's that city? What's that old town out there that got the PG&E from the movie, the Aaron Brockovich movie? I looked that up a while ago, and there's still people living there.
Yeah, I knew a girl from there. People are weird there too, man.
Shit.
I thought that was California
in general. Somethingville. I remember. Look, there's that skeleton.
No way. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's laying right out there on the look. There's all kinds of shit.
Okay, so someone put that there.
It's probably a testing thing. Probably use it to.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's actually a good point.
Hinckley, California.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, chromium-6 contamination.
Look at here, just sitting out there.
Wow, those are old planes. Those are ones on the right. Those are way old.
B-36, I think. They're prop planes.
They probably use those to try to test like enter onto the plane, or they do exercises. They must do something with them.
Yeah, well, that's one of the main things that actually happens with a lot of these old military pieces of machinery, like even tanks or Humvees or whatever, is they'll put them out into a field somewhere, and they just basically like, what are we going to do with it? Recycle it, or just blow the fuck out of it?
Look at this. Okay, so I zoom in, I go into here, and look what I got, man.
Where are you at right now?
Whoa.
China Lake Naval Airworks Station.
Look at the old F-15s. See the
man.
F-15s in the middle, the top row?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, F-15s, old school ones.
You got Tomcats sitting there. Here's a Osprey over here. And then right here, look at this right here. What in the world is this big, long, shiny thing? What in the hell is that?
That's 3i Atlas.
Toilets, maybe?
I mean, look how big that thing is. That's aluminum. It's like that aircraft aluminum.
It's a
But
craft.
what the hell is it? Is it a fuselage?
Can you
Is
get
it-
only
Maybe
one?
maybe it's 2-eye Atlas. Maybe it.
Can you get it from the right? So you're looking on the left. Can you get a right angle on it? Is it even possible?
Yeah, it's kind of hard because it's.
Yeah, they probably won't let you go too far.
Yeah, overhead photos. No, it was a satellite, Andrew. Oh, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I know. That drive you nuts.
There's a couple of Phantoms in that line next to the F-15 too. If you go 2 over to the right, those are Phantoms.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there, and right there. Well,
could
not
be
that
A4,
one, but the one
it
next
could be
to it.
A4 Skyhawks.
Yeah, go to the top left a little bit more. There's a whole other row.
Those are Decepticons.
Look at that.
Yeah. Wow, look at those old ones in the top middle row.
Yeah.
Those are like old 60s.
They're just sitting out there, man. They're just sitting out there.
That's wild.
What was this thing?
I used to do
See,
this all the time.
Still on the base. This is still on the base. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is out in the middle
Same
of
base?
nowhere.
That's a long ways away.
The hell is that?
It's a satellite. It's a dish. Like a satellite.
Yeah, but look
dish.
at this thing with water in it that looks just like it. It's almost like
That's the shadow. It's the shadow of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which way's the sun pointing off, huh?
There was something else up here too.
It's a compilation, right? So each little square they've got it could be at different times. Like when I was looking at it, it was fall at a certain point. You could see the foliage on the satellite was fall, so it was all orange and shit. And the next one's all green. Yeah, they even public services, I find they blacked out, to a certain point when you zoom in, just around here, And parks get weird. They don't display properly, like provincial parks.
Yeah, they don't
Now
want.
look at this here. Look at this here. See this airstrip? What's that for? What is that for? Where's the rest of the stuff? What do you mean? You land way out here and drive way the fuck off someplace else?
Probably a refuel stop.
It's nuts, man. There's some
Could be a
sandbags
refuel.
and shit. Here's
Hillbilly drag strip. That's what it is. It's just a hillbilly drag strip now.
Yeah.
Here's a place called Apollo. I don't know why they call it that. They've got these dishes.
Yeah, they're all.
And this place is called Apollo on base.
They're projecting bosom buddies out into space.
Let's go over here to another place on the base called Mars.
That's where the reruns from. That's where the reruns of Dragnet are transmitted from.
See, this is crazy. Look at this. They got a lot of people working here. You can see these trucks and these cars and whatnot. These are people that are working in these buildings. There's that dish pointed straight up. What's going on with that?
Yeah, that'd be a cool place to work until the air conditioning shuts off.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck that.
At least it's a dry heat.
What in the world is this here? It's out here in the middle of the damn desert. See, I just can't.
It's like 2 trees.
It is. I mean, this is all, and it looks like a pond.
It's an oasis.
Or something. Some kind of a little oasis, but what in the hell? And what I'm thinking is this is like a golf course or something. Look, here's the green. Right here. Because they do have a golf course on the base. But that's way over by the main part of the base, which is. Let me see.
Yeah, but a golf course is not out in an environment like that.
Look at that. Look at that. Now it almost looks like the moon.
See here, so here's Ridgecrest. If you've ever seen the movie The Right Stuff, they crashed the test plane and they're standing there in front of the colonel and he's looking out the window and the fire trucks are going back there and he turns around and goes, "Gentlemen, why am I seeing fire trucks headed toward Ridgecrest?" Well, it's because they were at China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. And this is Ridgecrest. Now the gate is right here. This is where you go into the base. And you can see they have a golf course. They have personnel housing here. This looks like officers' housing neighborhood. They've got tennis courts and shit over here. Over here is a golf course with a penis-shaped pond in it.
Lake Dick.
Oh fuck.
Lake
Coffee
Frank
balls.
and beans.
Yeah. So here's the like main airstrip. I mean, when you're driving down the road, I saw what was a C5 Galaxy taking off from here, and that was like one of the most unreal things I've ever seen in my life. I was like, it's like going so slow, and you're going, how in the fuck is that thing even staying up in the air? You know, it just blows your mind. I see him taking off from this thing here.
Chappie.
But yeah, this is like the main airstrip.
That almost looks like a Freemasonry design.
It does, don't it?
A little bit.
I'm gonna get you, Iron Eagle.
It looks like an anarchy symbol, but yeah, I see the symmetrical in it.
So yeah, that's kind of crazy. But then you zoom way out. Now this is over way over in the next county down, which is
real quick. I just noticed something. Zoom back in on the landing area.
Uh-huh.
Okay, do you know what the anarchy sign looks like?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's the anarchy sign. I know it's nothing burger, but
It's the Masons.
hey, I don't know. Probably it could be. But see, yeah,
Okay, there's a couple. I'll give you a scale. There's a couple fighter jets setting out here on the tarmac. So that's like at the main gate and everything else like that. But you got to consider this thing goes way off into here. Now, see these light spots like that? This is shit that's masked. This is shit that they have masked. They don't want you to see what it is.
Those are crop circles.
Because there's even
they
some
did the same thing for like Bill Gates' house and for other billionaires. Yeah, they have it masked off you. You can't see it on any map.
Must be nice. Look at that.
So check that out.
It's a Millennium Falcon.
And there's like a hole over here that's the same shape. And then, I mean, that's huge right here. There's like a front end loader right there. Give you an idea how big that shit is. What the hell is that?
If you could park it like a Harrier jet, right? You know, if you could, that's what you'd want to do. Is just park it in a little puddle like that. But you wouldn't make it so it's sat like that. Millennium Falcon, no.
So you certainly wouldn't expect to see that out in the desert. Why is there a boat?
That's what
I think it's just to make us ask questions, man, or to make fun of us, one of the two.
Well, think about it. Justin, you'd really have to be looking for that to find it, right? You don't see that. I just noticed this little weird speck right here. So I started zooming in on it, and I'm like, wait a minute, what in the hell is that?
I've seen some weird reservoirs, though, even around my town, like next to factories, like not even in use anymore. And
looks like a keyhole from a distance.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
let's see. What's this picture right here?
Yeah, it's weird. We got water, I think, everywhere in Canada. We just drill for it. Like, I guess in the desert, it doesn't fucking work like that, eh?
Okay, yeah, these are where the hieroglyphs are at. They're on the base. You have to get permission and clearance to go on a tour to see them. These old hieroglyphs that are in and there again on the base. We keep going up this way.
Wasn't China Lake in the news, or am I just remembering from a shitty movie I watched or something? Like some type of conspiracy.
No, it was the Doobie Brothers song, China Grove.
Now, do you know what? You see these little dots, these dotted things? Those are volcanoes, man. Take a look. The world's largest geothermal plant is right here. It's right here. See this?
Holy shit.
Oh, that's fucking
good. Where is this?
It's in Inyo County. It's on China. It's near China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station.
Oh, so
the base is like right over here. Yeah, it's in California. And this right down here, see, me and Ryan got chased out of here one night because what we did, see, there's a gate down at the main road that comes off the highway, but we took some obscure roads through the desert that linked up back here, and we were driving around and shit. And then we had some like really kind of mean looking dudes, bald headed in a very plain pickup truck, like riding right up on our ass. And I just acted like we were lost and trying to find our way out. And as soon as we cleared the gate, they turned around. You're not supposed to be in there.
Yeah, they were probably like park rangers or something.
Yeah, see, this is all part of the geothermal plant. See all this shit? And these are like volcanoes. The last big one to go off is right here. This one. And you can drive right up here into the cone. And we were up there getting those little red lava rocks like you put in your garden. You get buckets of them for free. You know, they're everywhere. And it looked like Mars.
Can you you ever heard of in Idaho they got Craters of the Moon National Preserve? You ever seen that place?
Yes.
Funny enough, it's called Craters of the Moon, right?
Is that picture showing up for y'all? No, it's not. What the hell? Let me see if I can. There it is. You can put a little roll. Look, we're on Mars. We're on Mars.
Right.
Now, how do I close that? Back to Google Earth. There we go.
Same way you open it.
So then, yeah, that's and these falls. This is really wild. When this went off, there was water here, and the lava flowed down and went into the water, and it made some really, really cool looking. I'm trying to see if there's one of these. There was a picture. There it was. If it'll let me get it. See if I can get that. That doesn't show it very good. Oh, here's more. Here's more showing it. Let's see it. Damn it. Yeah, see what it did? Yeah. See how those rocks look?
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I found a little baby. There was a little bubble pocket, and I was walking by and I looked down, and there was a little baby rattlesnake was coiled up in one of those things. He was really, really little, didn't look much bigger than an earthworm. And he was trying to rattle his tail. I thought it was the cutest thing I ever saw. I was like, look at that little fucker, really thinks
Hey, you got to be careful with those baby rattles, though. Because...
Oh, yeah. But I mean, it was like, you know, come on, bud. You're really little. Stop.
Well, what I was told when I was, you know, going through the service and whatnot, was that baby rattlesnakes, if they bite you, they can't control the amount of venom they put out. So they can actually kill themselves if they bite you, because I guess it'll just like deplete. It's like a bumblebee or something. But at the same time, it might kill you.
Is that the aqueduct? Wait a second. The aqueduct runs right along 395 here.
Yeah, the cool thing about what you're showing right now, Dave, is that a lot of people never actually spend the time to drive outside and just, you know, get off the road and go for a nature hike and start seeing things. A lot of this stuff you can't see just from driving down the road.
And see, I don't know why they're not showing it. The aqueduct's running. There's part of it right there. And I don't know why they don't show it on here. Unless that's what this white line is. That must be what this white line is. Right there. It runs all the way down. It's like almost 300 miles or more it goes. All the way to Los Angeles so people can flush their toilet. Meanwhile, the people in Inyo have to beg for water. It's insane. Let me see. I'll show you where I lived at. It's done moving. Highway. Now this is a reservoir. This is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it now. Oh no, they changed the picture. There's some kind of a structure underwater.
Anything. You're not sharing anything.
Oh, my bad.
Roger's backstage, by the way.
Oh, sorry, Raj. Yeah, this is the highway.
I was watching the show. It's basically, and by the way, you put the link, D-Man put a link back here. It's massive.
No, let me see. I'll show you where I lived at. Here we go, Grant.
Oh, I know that.
Is that Cactus Spot? Yep.
I had
Right
asked
there.
a question really quick, Soft.
Right there.
What do you think that other thing was? That round thing back at the airport?
Oh, I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
I'm wondering now.
Yeah, see, this
Some kind of antenna.
this was the house. This was my garage, and this was an indoor grow. And this doesn't show it, but right out back here and right here is where we had all our outside plants at.
Looks like a racetrack out there. One spot looks like a big oval or something.
Yeah, it's a driveway. That's my driveway, and there's my gate. It goes out to the road right here.
Holy shit! Were you like
wealthy? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say it looks a little bit like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It was. It did look a lot like that. Yeah, it was. In fact, let me. I'll show you somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the damn thing. I think that's it right there.
Oh, it's a solar farm.
So, see this
like
house, right? You see this little structure here? This is an old house, and it's abandoned. It's fallen down.
Yep.
Okay, that's where Tex Watson lived at in 1967.
Wow.
Who's that?
Sharon Tate, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work.
Yep.
No clue.
Guy that with the Manson thing.
You don't remember the Manson family murders where they actually went and killed Sharon Tate? And,
Oh. Okay.
I threw one in the back. It's a big link, but it's a good link.
What's it a link to? Oh my god!
Somewhere up in near Canada way, I think.
Oh, what is it? Devon Island?
Yeah, it's the. If you pull it up when you click on it, I can tell you how to get there.
He'll drive you around the property. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get off here in a few minutes. I got to go to bed and get up for work early tomorrow. I didn't know I was going to have to work until 15 minutes after I set up my show.
Damn it.
Nothing like promptness.
That's okay. Show that one for Snowman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be listening in the background, but until then, gentlemen, Dave, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go here. It's 11:30.
Every
Right?
night. I'll be listening. Yeah, not on here, but on the YouTube.
Take care,
Right.
There you go.
So there's your
Mars.
Nasser.
There's your
I want
Mars.
to talk about Nasser.
No, all our aliens are on Manitoulin Island.
All your aliens, all the Canadian aliens.
Canalians.
There's a lot of. It's pretty spooky up north, man. Like these
Oh, yeah.
small towns and shit. Like it's the closest thing we have to like American small town, but yeah, up north is different.
NASA uses Devon Island a lot.
Yeah.
That's what they use for Mars.
There's a Mars base across the bay on the other island from it that actually is a NASA base. Scientific.
Here's what kills me about that stupid Antarctic dumb shit. You know, NASA already has a base there. They already have people there. Why didn't they ever go with this 24-hour sun bullshit?
Because it doesn't happen.
That's exactly right. Well, they really shot themselves in the dick with that, didn't they?
Well, they'll put a Band-Aid on it. A couple of $1 billion will cover their ass. Yeah.
Gotta have
Well,
it.
guys, I'm gonna have to cut this out. I gotta get to bed.
Have a good one, guys.
Yep.
So sorry I had to cut it as short as I did, but hey, it's all right. We got Thanksgiving coming up, man.
There you go.
I'm scheduled at 11:15 my time, so whatever that is for you guys.
Yeah,
Tonight.
about another hour.
Yeah, I'm doing my name show. I'm revealing the channel.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
I got to rename already, so we're all good.
All right, guys. Well, thanks
Good to see you.
everybody for coming up tonight and everybody that showed up in the audience. Sorry we cut it a little short, but duty calls. Duty. All right. So don't forget, guys, as we always like to say, Lord loves a working man. Don't never, ever, ever trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. And if you heard the shot, it probably wasn't meant for you. We'll see you next time on Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind. Good night, everybody.